Hello team. I want to introduce you first to my son, Joshua Zello. And Josh is the mastermind behind the hike, and he leads us there on the mountains and arranges all things hike for us. So I'm just honored to be here with him today to share our first video about the hike, and also to be here in Chattanooga, Tennessee with him in his office at his counseling practice. So proud mama moment and excited hike moment and all the good things. But I'm gonna actually turn it over to him and let him begin to share about our 2025 Moving Mountains Together hike.
Hey, thanks, Mom.
Yeah.
It's definitely good to be doing the hike again this year. Excited to get you guys the information that you need for the hike. And you can be expecting to more videos as we get closer to the hike itself with more and more relevant updates. But for now, we're going to give a kind of introduction to the sites themselves and also the tools that you can use on your end to raise money, prepare for the hike, and get everything squared away. So first I want to start off with, we're going to be doing this at Loft Mountain this year, and the way the hike works is we break up the 30 miles over 3 days. We try and average about 10 miles a day. Sometimes that's a 9-mile hike one day and an 11-mile hike the next. And so you can be prepared for each hike to be between 9 and 12 miles. How that works is we pick circuit hikes. So we'll usually park at an entrance and do a complete circuit back to the car for anybody wondering about that. Now, depending on the weather, because some years we've had clear weather, some years we've had rainy weather, we might pick segments that are straight and they don't go in a circle back to themselves. They might just be a straight line, and we arrange to have ourselves picked up at the end of a trail. Usually that's the AT that we do, which is kind of exciting. But you'll get your foot on the AT at some point in the trail, at some point on the trip. So if anybody's interested in that, we'll be doing that. But our main hub, where we go to every evening, where we wake up every morning, is going to be Loft Mountain Campgrounds. Now, Loft Mountain Campgrounds is really awesome. It's a beautiful site, a lot of amazing overlooks, great amenities. We're going to have bathrooms that are literally right next to or right across from our sites. At those bathrooms, you can brush your teeth, obviously use the restroom. Showers are not at those places, but there are showers that we can go to at Loft Mountain Campground. We would drive to those, very quick drive to those showers, and they operate by quarters. So it's important to bring 10.
Lots of quarters.
Yeah, it's important to bring about 10, 15, and if you're really wanting long showers, $10, $15, $20 worth of quarters with you, and bring those along on the trip, along with your toiletries for the shower and some shower shoes. Which leaves you probably wondering about gear lists, and I'm going to talk to you about that some today too. But that's a little overview of the campground itself. We have our campsites registered for, and as we get closer to the hike, and even as soon as the morning of the hike, you'll be updated by me via text with what site you can expect to go to and where you can expect to park your car. If you're carpooling, you'll get instructions from me as we get closer. Those details roll out as we get closer to the hike. Now, the first day, what that looks like is I actually get to that site rather early, and I ask a few of the returning hikers to join me getting to the campsite early. We actually set up the group sites first, and then as you arrive, we all help each other set up each other's tents, get squared away. It's actually a big happy family moment as we all arrive and we all help each other.
One of my favorite moments of the whole hike.
Yeah, so I will let you know if I need you to be there early. If I don't personally let you know, hey, will you come earlier in the day? You don't have to worry about being there earlier in the day, and I would ask you not to come earlier in the day because I will ask a certain amount of people, and that's all the help I need. So just an FYI on that, you'll be notified if I need you. So we'll set up. That evening is always a lot of fun. there's a lot of getting to know each other, and we cook a big dinner. Well, no,
No,
we don't cook
Mark,
a big dinner.
Mark Rusak.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mark makes mountain pies for us and hot dogs, and it's a really
Sweet and savory.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they're like little pizza ones, and then apple, blueberry,
Yeah.
cherry ones. It's a lot of fun. I think he has hot dogs too.
Yeah, it's a lot. It is. It's always a good time. So if you want a more formal dinner, make sure you get that before you come into the park. There are places to eat in the park too. Just give yourself plenty of time to go get some food before you get to the sites. And we have a good time that evening. Mornings we get up early, depending on the hike, depending on the weather. That's something that I'm going to let everybody know about the night before, when we're getting up, what the agenda is going to look like, and where we're going to be headed. So no needs to worry about this. Like, I'll be giving you that information every evening, and I don't pre-select it going in. I have some ideas going in, but I don't pre-select it going in because weather changes quickly in the Shenandoah Mountains, and I need to be able to keep an eye on radar to know what we're looking at, including heat temperatures and heat indexes. All of that stuff goes into the hikes that get chosen. Sometimes that's the evening before or even the morning of, based on weather reports. So yeah, just a heads up on that.
That's something I love about Josh, is like our safety is of utmost importance to him. So we just kind of step back and let him do his thing, because he really does know what's best in these hikes.
Oh, thanks, Mom. And then, so that's an outline of Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. That's the agenda. We get back usually with enough time to wind down for a little bit, eat, shower, come around the campground, the campfire, have some good fellowship, have some good fireside talks. And then we, go to bed, do it again the next day. Monday morning, we get up, pack up campsite. I know some of you might have to leave earlier than Monday morning, but typically we're packing everything down Monday morning. And historically, we meet at Big Meadows Lodge for breakfast if you want to. It's not required. I'm not totally sure if we're doing that again this year.
We'll probably have to figure out the distance and what direction everybody's going in
Yeah.
and out of the park.
We can make it optional.
Yeah.
Optional. It's not a requirement at all. It's just something we do sometimes to celebrate.
We love that too. That's another one of my favorite moments of the hike.
Yeah. Something other than cowboy coffee too, Though I love cowboy coffee.
I do want to say all the meals are prepared there at the campground by our campsite leader, who is Mark Rusak, and Josh is usually helping, and will probably assign others to assist on different days. But that's breakfast and dinner every day. And then at lunch, for your lunch after breakfast, or during breakfast while it's being prepared, you'll make your own lunch for the trails and pack snacks and all those kinds of things while breakfast is being prepared. All that food for lunch is provided by Beauty for Ashes also.
It's wonderful. This is the cool thing about the hike too, and something I want to set the tone with everyone early. Both my mom and I, and Mark, who's also a camp lead on this, we're really good about communicating our needs. So if you haven't been asked to do something, you don't have to worry about it. If we need something done, we're very good at asking for that. And so I know a lot of people that go on the trip have management roles, they're in leadership roles, and this is actually a time where you get to turn that off and not have to worry about that. It's a time for you to recharge, to really consider the mission that's in front of you, to put all of your energy and effort into completing the task that's in front of you, and our job is to support you doing that. So I really want to set that tone early of like, hey, if we need you, we will ask for you. That's for sure. But if you haven't been asked to do something, or there seems like there's something that's not getting done, don't you worry about it. We're going to get to it. And I want you, and Mom wants you to be able to actually use this time for reflection and taking some of that responsibility off of your shoulders to just settle into the experience, enjoy the nature, and again, like I said, really reflect on the mission.
Yes.
With all that said, you might have some very specific questions about gear lists, how you're going to get updates how donations work, group assignments. Meal plans and all of this. So I want to introduce you to one. We're going to be moving everything over to a text system, and you're going to be getting texts from me and a number that I specifically use for this hike. You're going to be getting in that text messaging system a link to the Team Use website, which we're in the process of updating right now. It's a web page that only team members have access to, that it has every detail that you're going to need available on it. So that's everything from gear lists, that's meal plans, that's group assignments. If you're wondering who's donated and how much, there's actually a sheet that you'll have access to on the Team Use website that will tell you. Early in the process, like we are right now, I update that once a week. As we get closer, I update that list of donations every other day.
Yeah, much more regularly.
Much more regularly the closer that we get. And of course, if you have questions, you can text me. But just so you know, most of the questions, if not all the questions that you have, once you have the link to the Team Use website, you're going to find answers to every one of those questions.
I do want to add to that you'll also be receiving the link for your donations. It will be directly attached to your photo and bio. So when a donor hits that link on your bio, it will go directly to the donation page, but we'll be sharing that also so that you can share that outside of our webpage as well, and it will take you to the donation spot for sponsors and for individuals.
Yeah, so you can use your bio page on all your social media and in text messages and emails so that people have a link to click to donate. And I would say along with that donation end of things, on the Team Use website as well, there's some approved wording. If you're not sure what to say on some of these posts or in some of these emails that you're sending, if you're not totally familiar with raising money, we do have some wording that's been approved by the staff over at Beauty for Ashes that you can use in all of your posts and in your emails. So there's some templates there that you can work with. And I'm trying to think if there's anything else. Do you want to talk a little bit about the numbers on the trip?
Well, we currently have 21 team members, which is wonderful. That's usually right about our norm, 18 to 20 usually, so we're at 21, and there's a possibility that a mother and daughter are joining us as well, so we could be up to 23.
Wow.
So that's a great sized team. And that's our numbers.
Awesome. And if you do have questions, well, maybe one that somebody might ask is how the campground situation works. So you will not have your own campsite to yourself.
Right.
We're allowed up to 3 tents on a campsite, and depending on a campsite, maybe a 4th. So the way that it stands right now with the sites that we have, it's likely that there's going to be a minimum of 2 tents to each campsite. Now, I've also chose we got some really good campsites this year.
Yeah.
And so there should still be plenty of space, even with 2 to 3 tents at a campsite. But we don't spend a ton of time in the tents themselves. We have a group site that everybody usually just kind of congregates around, and that's pretty cool. So
I do want to make one comment about the gear list, and that is, if you don't have a tent, if you don't have certain things that you see on there, please reach out, because Beauty for Ashes, we have over the years accumulated items to be able to provide tents. Other hikers have extra backpacks. We have like extra raincoats, these different things. So if you have a need and you let us know, more than likely we'll be able to meet it, and you won't have to go purchase something just for this hike. My prayer is that you fall in love with hiking, and that if you use our gear this time, you'll want to get your own gear and hike more on your own and hike with us next year. And all the good stuff. I love climbing mountains.
Yeah, it's good stuff. I have the same thing. And
and boots, which Yeah, you want to talk about boots really quick because that's another big thing, even though it's on the gear list. So
Yeah. So boots are obviously essential for the hike, and if you don't have quality hiking boots or hiking shoes, it's something that you should go ahead and make the investment in. If you have a local REI, Bass Pro, Academy, Dick's Sporting Goods, you can find your typical hiking boots and shoes there. The older you are, the more ankle support I recommend, and even if you're young, I still recommend ankle support.
Yeah.
So something mid or high, especially if you have trouble with your ankles and stability. I also recommend light if you can find it. So the lighter the gear, the easier that is to get around with. But you don't want to get those shoes like a week before the hike. You will have terrible blisters. So when you get those boots, when you get those shoes, you want to put them on and kind of wear them to the office, wear them around the house, wear them out in the yard, break them in. Hiking boots and shoes need to be broken, otherwise they really mess with your feet pretty bad. And if you're also wondering about exercise, I don't necessarily have a specific exercise plan for everyone because everybody's different. I would say the things that I'm most concerned about as far as safety and your fitness is mobility and stability. So stretching, if you're okay with yoga, or at least different poses for stability and mobility that offer strength to your knees, joints, hips, ankles. We really just want your muscles to be strong. And I would say the best thing that you can do also to prepare for this trip is walk. Put a backpack on, put some stuff in it, walk down the street, walk on a treadmill. Try to get 10,000 steps a day between now and the hike. Now that's a tall ask, but really it's more the repetition. I'm convinced most people can push themselves as far as endurance goes to finish any one of these hikes. But if you don't have strength and mobility in your legs, you risk injury. And that's the thing I'm most concerned about. So if you're going to focus on something for working out, repetition with walking, and then also mobility and stability exercises.
And do that in your boots.
Yeah, do them
In your boots, not your comfy tennis shoes.
Right.
And take on the stairs. If you're in a building and you can choose stairs or elevators, use the stairs.
Yeah.
If you're going shopping, park far away and walk in and out further away. Stairs are always a big thing that I use because they're easily available to me, and that I use those for training. I just go up and down the steps with weight on my back. Also for me, it's my core. So I try to just make sure I'm a little stronger in my core so I can carry my backpack and my weight up and down
Get some
the
crunches
mountains.
in.
Yeah. So core strength.
Core strength for sure. Cool. I think that's all I have on my end. And of course, if you have any questions, I'm going to be sending, again, these links out in the next couple of days.
Yeah, so
honestly, we'll be sending the links out for the website that you'll have access to, and you'll also have access to your bio and everything you need to start raising money. So again, it's good to meet you guys and appreciate the time.
You're going to love him. Guess what? He turns 40 while he's with us. Every year this hike is on his birthday, but this year he turns 40.
It's a big one.
So, big deal.
It's a big one. All right. Good stuff. I'll see you guys.
Bye, guys.